Yeah. All right, guys, so welcome to lower body specific strength training. So for today, we're gonna need a pair of dumbbells, a mat, some water, and then we should be good to go. So what we're gonna do is 10 different exercises, and we're gonna go 2 rounds through, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. And we're just gonna be alternating legs on the exercises that that applies to. So we'll get going first into a little 5-minute warm up. So let's go into that world's greatest stretch for starters. So left foot forward, right hand planted, adding in a rotation. So the goal is, of course, to build strength. So challenging yourself on these movements here. The more about the weight you're using, less about how many reps you're doing. All right, let's switch to the other side, right foot forward, left hand planted. But of course, if you only have one set of weights, you can do, you can kind of track more of the reps instead. Opening up the hips here, opening up the total body. All right, so next we're gonna go and just wake up our quads just a bit. So we're gonna be kneeling here. And then if we can put a pillow or a blanket under our knees if you want for a little extra support. And then we are opening up the chest here, leaning back slightly. You should feel the stretch in the quads. Opening up that torso and chest, but also getting some blood flow to the lower body as well. If you ever need to come out of this here, you can always just come up, kind of shake out those toes. That sometimes can be a little uncomfortable. Couple more here. One more. All right, coming up to standing. Next, we're gonna wake up hamstrings. So what we're gonna do is put our left foot forward. We're gonna plant our heel into the ground. Our toes are off the ground. And then we are sweeping through with our hands. Coming down, that leg stays bent. We're just going kind of up and under the toe, or under the heel rather. Just feel a nice stretch in those hamstrings. Or there, we'll switch legs. Also, just a really nice one to do in the morning, or just to get a little daily movement in during the afternoon. Here. All right, next we're gonna go into, speaking of morning, some good mornings as they're called. Waking up hamstrings a bit more. So we're just hinging at the hips, bending over, keeping that back nice and flat. Feeling the stretch in those hamstrings, in the glutes. One more here. Hit those quads. Next, we're gonna kind of be marching here. So grabbing the foot, bringing it towards you. Another minute or so in this warm up, then we'll get going into the session. Last one there. Next, final one here. We're gonna squat down, open up. Make it a little bit more dynamic, a little faster as we're getting warm. I apologize for my screen. I don't know why it looks kind of like foggy. So apologies. Apparently the smoke has seeped its way into the screen, which the kind of Minnesota smoke we're all dealing with. Didn't know that was possible, but okay. Okay, so as I mentioned, 10 movements, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, 2 rounds through. We're gonna get a more significant rest after that first round is complete. So the first movement we're doing here is a front squat. So we're bringing it on our shoulders, and then we're squatting down, bending the knees, bring butt back, tight core as we squat. Okay, here we go. One more drink before we do it. And we are off. Here we go. 40 seconds work here. So if you're doing it this way, and of course you can do it in a goblet squat, you can bring dumbbells here if that's more comfortable. But if you're doing it up shoulders, really important to squeeze the core, kind of squeeze your abs. Gonna make the whole movement easier. 10 seconds. Push through the ground. Last one. All right. Next, we're going into that single leg RDL. So weight is going to be in the opposite hand than the one you are planted with. All right, so it's going to be rapid fire. Going onto left foot here. Dumbbells in our right hand. Whoop, get your balance. And remember, we don't need to go all the way to the ground here. Kind of the cue we're paying attention to is our back. When it starts to round, that's when we come up. We're just going all the same side for 15 more seconds. Remember, we did left leg. So if I do left leg in round 2, at least you'll know. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So next we're going to go into just a static hold. If you want to hold 1 or 2 dumbbells, you can. We're bringing our left foot forward, and we are just holding in that contracted position. All right, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We're going to stay here on the same leg, left leg forward. Maybe challenging yourself, bringing that back leg even further behind you. And we are feeling the burn. So you're really getting extra benefit when you go right from kind of the strength training where you're going up and down to a static position. 3, 2, 1. It's kind of hitting different energy systems. Okay, next we're going into a tib raise. So you can do this against the wall. You can just do it kind of just wherever you are as well. But all we're going to do is sort of the opposite of a calf raise. And we are just bringing our toes off the ground. So our heels are planted. I like doing against the wall if you can. So you're hitting your shin bones essentially. The heels are planted. And you're just holding your feet up off the ground for 1 to 2 seconds. So super important for knee health. Really getting the ligaments, getting the front. We always worry about the calves, right? This way we're getting the front also. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now we're going into forward, backward lunges. You can use 2 dumbbells if you like. We're going to go on that left side again. Holding the kind of goblet squat position. Our right foot is planted. Left foot Going forward. And backward. You can find the pace that works for you. Take breaks during the working set also, 15 seconds. Ten seconds to go. Keep pressing through that right foot. All right, you relax there. All right, going into this side, the other side, right, of our lower legs. We're just gonna hit our calf raises. Coming next. Use both dumbbells for this one. So you're coming up, you're holding at the top for a second or two, and then you're really trying to control that descent down. And like if you were on a step or something like that, or on a bench, you could go lower than parallel. And that would just hit that muscle even more, extra stimulus. And last one here. All right, next we're going into lateral lunges. So we'll stick with the left side here. You can use 1 or 2 dumbbells. So 2 dumbbells would be kind of straddling that leg. One on either side of it. All right, here we go. Lateral lunge. That right foot should be nice and parallel with the lunging foot. Using 2 dumbbells if you like. Halfway there. Here for 10. Exhale on the way up, 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Moving on, we got a couple, 3 more, I believe, in this first round. Next, we're going into clamshells. So it's like a glute bridge, but we are putting our feet together. We're kind of like a triangle position with our knees. And then we are pressing up just like a glute bridge, but just our feet are stuck together. So it's just hitting the kind of laterals of the outside of our glutes and our legs. You can use a dumbbell and place it on your kind of like belt line, your leg. Squeeze at the top. Last one here. Okay. So 2 more exercises to go in this first round. Next, we're going into that staggered squat. So our left foot is forward and our right foot is just behind our left foot. So not quite a lunge. More of a squat, and our right foot's just kind of there for a tiny bit of support. The weight should really be on this left foot. Torso nice and tall. You can use 2 dumbbells for this one. If you choose to as well, 15 seconds. Last 5. Last one here. All right. Final movement here is just a wall sit, or we can go into chair pose. So that's just here, kind of parallel with torso, sitting down, or we can do wall sit, trying to get knees to 90. All right, here we go. Press through those heels. If you want, you can use your dumbbells and put them on your quads. This is good for me though, I think. 20 seconds. Feeling breath in and out. Pressing through the heels, 10 seconds. Last couple, 3, 2, and 1. And shake it out. All right, so a minute rest here. Then we're gonna go into second round, doing the other side on those single leg exercises. So now you sort of know what to expect of using 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells, kind of the pace or intensity you want to be going at. Let those legs have breath, return to a little bit more normal pace here. All right. So we'll get going. So round 2, same movements. Now we're just going the opposite side for single leg, starting with that front squat. Here we go. 40 seconds. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Minnesota, oh. Okay, here we go. 40 seconds. Dumbbells on shoulders. Maybe you try going a little bit farther. Range of motion wise. Here for 20. Exhale as you rise. Last one here. And relax. All right, going to right leg now. With that single leg RDL, dumbbells in our left hand. Here we go. Remember, don't have to go to the floor necessarily. Just paying attention to that back. And then also this foot comes up, it's going to have a tendency to want to externally rotate like this. We want to keep the foot nice and in line with the rest of our body. You're kind of twisting your hip to make sure the foot is straight. 10 seconds. Last one here. Okay. All right, going into that static hold. This time, right foot forward. If you ever get kind of like lightheaded from going up and down, take breaks as you need to. I just felt that a little bit, so. Okay. So we're here, right knee forward, bring the left knee as close to the ground as you can. Press through those toes, tight core, 25 seconds. Maybe sinking a little bit lower, 15. Here for 5, 3, 2, 1. And shake it out, shake it out. Okay, tib raise. Finding a wall if you have one, otherwise you can just do it standing. Without the wall, heels are planted, lifting toes off ground, feeling the contraction in our shins. Our feet should be out a little bit away from the wall. In this one, you can go a little bit faster pace since there's no weight involved, but that burn should come pretty quickly still. 15, 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Going into the alternating forward backward lunges. Left foot is planted, right leg is going back and forth. All right, here we go. 40 seconds. Good. Yeah, see if you can kind of play around with your distance that you're reaching forward and backward. Try to get a little bit further. Still nice and controlled. 20 seconds. Five, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Okay. Calf raise, come up. So try to kind of stagger it with more high intensity strength movements like that one, pairing it with a little bit smaller muscle groups like this. So for the lunges, the squats, the lateral lunges, that's really where you want to try to give it a little bit more intensity. This can be a little bit more passive. Here for 15. Hold at the top, control the descent. 3, 2, and 1. Going into that lateral lunge, going to the right side this time. 1 dumbbell, and then 2 dumbbells. Be straddling that right leg. All right, here we go. And same thing here. One leg might have a lot more range of motion than the other one, as far as how low we can go. So just something to be mindful of, but also just like before, playing around with sinking just an inch or so lower. 10 seconds. Last one. Or if you have had injuries or anything like that, that would be compromising the range of motion. All right, clamshells coming up. So just like glute bridges, but now we're just pressing our hand or our feet together. It's hitting a little bit different part of the glute and the outer leg. Holding that contraction. Last one here. Okay, coming slowly up to standing. We have 2 movements to go. Next, going into that staggered squat, right foot forward. We have this one, and then we have that wall sit, and we are out of here. Right foot forward. The left foot is just there. for a little extra support. Halfway there. Ten seconds. Last one. Okay, and relax. One more movement to go. Got that wall sit or chair pose. All right, here we go. Starting in 3, 2, 1. All right. Try not to come up from this position. Go to your happy place. Halfway there. Here for 10. Continue to breathe. Press through the heels. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. And relax there. Grab yourself a treat. We made it. Okay, so actually we'll start standing. So we'll do that quad stretch to start off, maybe pressing against the wall here. Grab that left foot, and then tilting your pelvis so it's nice and neutral. My legs are shaking, I will admit, which is good. All right, right foot or opposite foot, whichever. All right, next we'll hit our hips just a tad, so maybe going against the wall a little bit more with the hand. So we're grabbing foot, we're bringing it about parallel. It could be a little bit lower like this. So whatever your range of motion is. Today, you can also do this on the floor in more of a classic pigeon pose. Grab the other foot. All right, and then lastly, let's just kind of get a full body stretch here. We'll go to one side here, nice side bend, bringing that arm down the leg slightly. Bring it to the other side. Finish it out, let's do a nice little back bend. All right, there you have it, the lower body class before the weekend, before departing now. So enjoy that, and we'll see you back here next week sometime. See you guys.